So this kind of recording I have not done earlier. So today in this recording, what I'm going to do is I want to record as I explore Google Antigravity. It is very impromptu. I have gone through the documentations before doing that, but whatever I'm showing will start showing right now. Um, I will do it very impromptu. Probably I'll look at some of the documentation if I am not able to understand some of the features, right? So there can be mistakes, but as I do the exploration, some of the mistakes I will correct, and the recording will happen as I explore these features of Google Antigravity. Now, what is Google Antigravity? Google Antigravity is Google's agentic development platform, evolving the IDE into agent first era. Right? And it has its documentation here. So if I go to the documentation, this is the documentation of Antigravity. In a nutshell, it's a agentic development ID. It is what I saw is it is integrated with Visual Studio Code, and it actually augments the developers to uh, develop applications faster. Some of the features that I have looked at through the documentation and going through some of Google's recordings, uh, it looks pretty cool, right? Now, let's explore together. As I said, it will be an impromptu exploration. Now, to explore, also, we need something, some use case on which we'll do the exploration. And I have a very interesting use case. So, recently, I am volunteering for a library where I plan to teach high schoolers and undergraduates Python, and the overall course content is like that. This, like in week one, I will uh, teach them the overview of Python, right? Getting started with Python. I wanted them to understand um, PyCharm, how to set up PyCharm, how to set up Python, how to set up a GitHub account, then write their first Hello World Python program. Uh, Week two, controlling the flow, where we'll work on conditional statement, loops, lists, and um, Python libraries and modules. Then week three is data structures and error handling, and week four is to do more object-oriented type of programming with Python, right? And this is something that I started volunteering on because I think our kids need to be uh, ready for a different type of workplace that is coming in the future, where our kids will need to work not only with humans but also with AI. The foundation of that will be laid through the initial understanding of how to code, how to write code using Python. Although in future, um, the development of code may be a augmentative work between AI and human, but human still needs to know how to write a good code so that human or our future developers or kids who are going to become the future developers of the applications of the future need to still understand what good coding is. So they still need to be a good coder, although the amount of coding they might be doing may be far less than what we have been coding during um, our initial years of work experience, right? So with that thing in mind, I started this volunteering work, and I wanted to continue it, and then also in subsequent sessions also go a little deep into what generative AI is, how to interact with AI, so that our kids are ready for the future. Right? So in this recording, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this particular um, content, and then I'm going to um, use anti-gravity to convert it into a HTML web page where uh, people can go in and click on and find out uh, what is the content of this session, right? So with that in mind, first let me create a repo in my GitHub. So let me go to my repository, and here I'll say Python for beginners, and oops, already exists. So I'll say Python for beginners 01, let's say, and I'll say this repository will have the code to create an HTML page for learners to know what is the content of the course. Okay, and I'll make it public. Add readme, get ignore, I'll say. Okay, for now I'll let's see if HTML. Okay, no, so for now I'll give Python. Later we'll add some of the Python programs also here. So git ignore is Python, Apache license 2, create repository, and then once the repository is created, I'll copy the URL of the repository. I will go to my Antigravity screen. So once you download and install Google Antigravity, you can, when you click on it, the IDE will open like this, and I can say I'm going to open a new window and then clone the repository. This is the repository I just created, and here I'll create a new folder. I'll say Python beginners, and this is where we'll have the code created for this use case. I'll select this as a repository destination, right? And I'll say open it in new window. Yes, I trust the authors, right? So I have the code now set up. What I need to do is I will open this content. Let me copy this content till this and create a file here. Let's say new file, course curriculum dot docx. Okay, and I'll copy this, right? Okay, so this will be the course overview, right? So now I have the course curriculum here, and this is where I can now do some this is the screen through which I can interact with anti-gravity agent to create the code, right? So now before I start, few things to look at in this IDE. So there are two phases. One is a planning phase, one is a fast space, right? In the planning phase, the agent can plan before executing tasks used for deep research, complex tasks, or collaboration work. Fast mode is agent will execute the task directly, used for simple tasks that can be completed faster. For the purpose of this recording, we'll use the planning conversation mode, And in this mode, where we'll first ask the agent to um, create the planning artifacts to so that as a developer I can review how it is planning to develop the code, and then we'll ask the agent to create the actual code, right? Few more features here. There are these are the models that are supported: Gemini 3 Pro, Claude Sonnet, Claude Sonnet 4.5, GPT OSS. We'll use Gemini 3 Pro High for the purpose of this recording. And let me now start collaborating with the agent to develop this HTML web page, right? So I will say, please create a HTML page which will help students go through all students know okay, please create an HTML page which will help students understand the content of the course curriculum as documented in, and this is a feature that I'm going to show, at. When I say at, I can give additional context by saying that the context is in file, right? But first let's see what are the things that are available, right? If I say add, I can give additional context either through a file or a directory or MCP server, rules, conversations, and terminal, right? But for now we'll use files, and the file that I'm going to use is course curriculum.docx, right? And then please create an HTML page. Okay, please ensure to create a plan and verify with me before writing the code, right? Few more things I wanted to show before I send this to the agent. If I go to the settings page and if I go to open Antigravity user settings, there are certain settings of the agent, right? So here the agent is set up, the review policy is set up like this. There are three ways we can set it up. I have set it up the agent decides mode. So always proceed, agent never ask for review, right? It will go ahead and do whatever it wants, it thinks is the best to do to create the code. Agent decides is agent will decide when to ask for review, and request review is agent always ask for review, right? There are some other few more settings here, like terminal command auto execution. So off, it will never auto execute terminal commands except those in the allowed list. Auto mode is agent decides whether to auto execute any given terminal command, and turbo is always auto execute terminal commands except those in the deny list, right? So in the allowed list terminal commands, I can give what type of terminal commands are allowed. In the deny list, I can give the deny list of scripts, right? Then there are a few more. How to access the file, allows agent to view and edit the files in .gitignore. I will allow the agent to access gitignore. Agent non-workspace file access, allow agent to view and edit the files outside of the current workspace, use with caution. I'll not turn it on for right now. Auto open edited files, open files in the background if agent creates or edits them. Then linting, when enabled, agent is given awareness of lint errors created by its edits and may fix them without explicit user prompting. Auto continue, when enabled, agent will automatically continue its response when it reaches its per response invocation limit. Uh, if this setting is off, agent will instead prompt you to continue upon reaching the limit. Um, then enable agent web tools. When enabled, agent can search the web for relevant information and read URLs you paste in. I turned it on, open agent on reload, open agent panel on, window reload, right? So these are some additional settings that I have. There are a few more which I'll probably go in subsequent exploration of anti-gravity, right? So with that, let me close this and let us get back to what we were initially started to explore. So I want to create the HTML page. Let me send this and see what it does now, right? So it has started generating, and this is where the artifact, right? This is a pattern that this is a good pattern that most of the code development agents are doing right now, where it is initially creating a to-do list or a plan, right? Or you can call it artifacts, right? So that as a developer, I can review the artifact, review the plan on how it is, how the agent is approaching to develop the code, right? Once I understand the plan, within the plan I can actually give comments if it is if I think that it is, as a developer, I think it is not doing the right thing. It can we can reiterate on the plan before we start the coding, and this is what I think uh, the developer's task will evolve to, where as developers we will probably review more of the way of thinking of the agent, way how it is planning to create a certain code instead of we uh, directly coding, right? So right now, as developer, um, we both decide um, what to code, how to code, and then actually building the code, right? This uh, evolution, or in the future, um, we probably will spend more time with the agent on how to code. On the actual building, that load, that load of building the code probably will be more uh, given to the agents, and we will be kind of reviewer of that, right? So let's see what it has done right now. Planning course curriculum page. Analyze core curriculum docx using textutil and unzip. Both failed. File appears to be invalid or not a standard docx. Let's see what it did after that, right? Process updates. Analyzing curriculum content and creating implementation plan. Okay, so it says it failed. Checking the size and cleaning up before notifying user for failure to read docx. Okay, what it is doing, let's see. Thought. In, in fact, a docx or a text file. Also, I'm checking the file size again. Executing the conversion. My next step is to convert the docx to a text file. Okay, so it has converted the docx into a text file. Afterward, I'll view the contents of generated text file using view file. Simultaneously, I'll update task.md to reflect the active analysis. Once I have the file contents, I'll proceed while creating the implementation plan.md, right? So it converted the docx to text. Very good. I have successfully navigated the conversion process and can now turn my attention to the content of the curriculum.txt. The immediate next step is to examine the file's content, right? So it actually recovered from the error, converted into text, right? And now it is saying, okay, are you okay with this, right? So I'll say, okay, let me accept this. Let me see what it is doing now. Okay, generating. Okay, analyzing and creating implementation plan. So okay, it says analyze course curriculum and found it to be empty, cannot proceed with planning without content. Okay, so the thing is because I did not save it, right? Let me save it. Now I saved it, right? That's why it could not read. Now one good thing about this is I can, there is a way I can go back and uh, let's see, I can probably start to changes to this point. I can restart. There is a way to restart it. Okay, let me restart from here only, right? Undo changes up to this point. Uh, Confirm and let me start again. Let's see what happens. So earlier I did not save this thing. Now it is saying I'm currently focused on the HTML structure. I am now investigating file accessibility. Okay, now it is able to read it, right? Okay, now it is analyzing it. I have successfully read and extracted the text. Very good. Okay, so it is creating the implementation plan now. Okay, so now it is able to read this content. It is creating the implementation plan. Let me click on the implementation plan. So okay, yeah, this is the implementation plan that it has created. Let's see what else the thought process is. Okay, the implementation plan is greenlit. Time to shift gears. I'm moving to task boundary to execution. I have updated task.md to reflect that plan is complete. Uh, the design systems CSS file is underway, right? Okay, so it is saying I have received approval for the plan. I'm now starting the implementation. It actually did not ask me to get the approval. That may be because I have said the agent to decide whether to ask for approval or not, right? But it did create this plan. So if I go to the plan, it is saying that how it is going to create a course curriculum.html, style.css, right? It says there is no automated test, but it will do some manual verification, right? And based on that, it has um, already created the HTML page. So let's see what it is did. It says I have created the course curriculum HTML page and the accompanying CSS styles. You can now view the course curriculum.html file in your browser, right? Now it is integrated with the browser. So I can open it from here. If I say course curriculum.html, okay, so this is the HTML content it created, right? This is the style.css it created. I can go through it, but for now I'll assume that it has done it correctly. I'll say accept all, right? I'm accepting this, right? Now let me ask it, how do I look at the HTML and test the content? Let's see what it does. Okay, I'm currently considering the best way to present. Okay, see, it opened it for me, which is excellent. It actually created a very good website for me. So it said learn Python in 4 weeks, a hands-on coding journey for high schoolers and undergraduates, the course overview, the course curriculum, right? Week 1, what needs to be done and all, right? Very cool looking. Wow. Oh, excellent. Okay. And if I say start your journey, what happens? It goes to the course curriculum. It says week 1, what are the things we are going to learn? What is a mini project? Week 2, right? So it did pretty good, right? In a very short amount of time, right? It looks pretty neat, right? So let me go back. Let me know if you'd like to make any changes on the to the design or content, right? Um, okay, a review. What is a review changes thing? Okay, so yeah, I think this. If there are any changes, I can review it here. But let's see if it allows me to do anything else. Uh, okay. Uh, Learn Python in 4 weeks, right? So let me say that I did not like the text learn Python in 4 weeks. Can you suggest some more inspiring title? Right? Let's see what it does. Okay. Which one resonates most with you? It is giving me something, some suggestions from City Code. So I like this, right? So I say, copy this. I like, right? I just finished the first step updating. Okay, so thought process. Let's see. Just finished first step updating course file to replace the old title with the new one. Now I'm getting ready. Okay. Wow. So it is showing me that this, right? So I will say that I like this. I'll say accept it. Yeah, go ahead and accept it. Right. So my um, HTML document is now created in a very short amount of time, right? This entire code now I can take it and then publish it in my website so that students can go in and see what is coming up, right? Although that is a very simple program, but as part of this recording I wanted to show the potential of this innovation, right? How it is going to augment us as developer and allow the developers to think more on the code structure or the plan of how to create a code so that it can the human and AI can discuss more on the planning task, and then AI take over the more mundane, more the mundane task of creating the code itself, right? One Before we end this recording, uh, I wanted to show one more feature. So there is an open agent manager feature. If I open this, right? Um, so in this feature, what I have learned is I can start multiple agents, like working on different workspaces or different work streams in a workspace also. So right now I have only one, which is that creating course curriculum, right? The Python for Beginners workspace. If I have another workspace, I can give. Uh, so if I start a conversation, right? So right now I have only one workspace, right? In fact, I have the other workspace I am playing with as well, right? But for each workspace, I can give some instruction, and it will start the process of making changes based on my conversation in the background. I can initiate those tasks uh, uh, for multiple workspace in the background, and then later come back and see how it did it, right? So there is a view invox feature here. For example, here I'll say, can you please um, create a registration feature in the HTML page where learners can come in and a request to register for the course, right? So I can initiate this activity for this, and then I can go to the inbox and see what it is doing, right? For example, see, this is the task that I said, it said running, right? um, the ones that are completed will be shown under ideal, right? So similarly, I can start another, right? While it is going on, I can start another conversation. I'll say, please also um, create a uh, page with frequently asked, or I'll say, please also create a FAQ page where students get can get answers to frequently asked questions, right? Now I can trigger all those things, go back, go and get a cup of coffee, come back, see my inbox and see what is going on. I see this course registration is still running. This is the one that I started right now. It's still running, right? Let me open it. Let's see what it is doing it, right? I have now done with my coffee break. I came back and let's see what it is doing it, right? Um, so it says, please return to your chat and set up the browser extension. So it requires a browser extension. One step requires input. Let's see what it is. Antigravity would like to use the browser. I'll say okay, set up. But before that, let's see what it is doing, right? Starting the task to add a registration feature to the course curriculum page. It gave a implementation plan. I can actually go through this implementation plan, right, and see if it is thinking in the right one, right? And now I can say, okay, go ahead and set up the browser user, right? Okay, I bring the antigen into your browser to see and interact with the website. Okay, I will install the extension. This is excellent because I don't have to now remember anything. I'll say add to Chrome, add extension. Extension is added, right? Now it has created it for me, right? If I go here, right, register now, it has created beautifully, right? And I think the FAQ is also done. If I go back to let me go back to the view inbox. Oh, the create FAQ page is running, but this is done, right? Because I have now created the extension. Let me open this. Let's see what it is. Okay, so it is saying, okay, I like to use the browser, right? Okay, go ahead, set it up. It was already done, right, since I have done it, right? But I think the FAQ page is also done. If I click on it, right, it has beautifully created the frequently asked questions for me. Do I need to prior thing? Oh, okay, so it is still running, right? Let's see. Yeah, it is still running. Now it is done. So see, it is what the agent is doing. It is showing here, right? It is taking screenshot and all, right? Let me go back and see if it is still running. Yes, it is still running. If I go here, yeah, agent running, controls disabled. Good. Let's see what it is doing. Oops. Okay, it is still working on it. If I go back, yeah, it is still running. New page ID again, error while getting DOM. Okay, it is, there are some errors happening. Okay, now the playback is available. If I view it, yeah, so it is okay, it is showing what it is doing, right? This is cool, right? Creating the walkthrough. Let's see what it is. It is still working on it. Okay, let me view the walkthrough. Okay, so it is saying what it is doing. New FAQ page, navigation bar, all these things it has added, right? Let's see if it is done now. Yep, it is done now. If I open it, uh, open, this is the walkthrough, and if I go here now, click on this, I should be able to see this is completed. This is cool, right? So this was my first exploration. We'll continue to explore more. um, it looks like this is one of the great innovations that is going to significantly change the developer experience. Thank you for today. Bye bye.